you again, everyone, for joining us. I am very, very pleased to welcome back Kgomotso Motshidi. Kgomotso joined us last week to talk through how to sell. So sell it is the session, and that was very, very well received. So well indeed that we've asked her back straight away for a second topic. And this is a topic that I hear from some. It's something that's very close to her heart. And it is the fourth industrial revolution, and it's really looking at not just what fourth industrial revolution is, but the part that it plays for young entrepreneurs today, and some of the considerations I think that you need to put into place as you start your business, and knowing what the future holds and knowing what some of this technology is able to do helps you to think about and plan for the growth of your business. And whether you're selling on the side of a street today, whether you've got a little shop or not, technology will play a part as you grow and scale your business. So we've got Kgomotso here. She's a little bit of an expert in this, which is why we've invited her along and asked her to give us this talk. So I'm going to play a little video that she's asked us to play now. Hopefully the sound travels through. If not, I will share it later as well. But for now, let's just watch it. It's about 2 minutes long, and then when we finish with that, Kgomotso will take over. So I'm going to hit play. Let me know if there's any issues with the sound, but hopefully it transfers across as well.
Meet the company that's beating Amazon to drone deliveries. Zipline has already logged over 186,000 miles and completed more than 4,000 deliveries since 2016. The company has focused on delivering blood and life-saving medical products to hard-to-reach areas in Rwanda, but will soon expand to other developing nations and even the US.
The service that Zipline provides allows any doctor or nurse anywhere in the country to basically send a text message and get the product that they need 15 to 30 minutes later.
Like traditional logistics companies, Zipline is paid per delivery. Its drone system is 4 times faster than the average quadcopter and can serve an area 200 times as large. 1/3 of the deliveries in Rwanda were for life-critical situations.
If a patient shows up at one of the hospitals and happens to need a transfusion of that blood type, Zipline actually can deliver that specific product from our distribution center to the hospital so quickly that the patient actually doesn't know the product wasn't stocked at the hospital to begin with.
Here's how it works.
When that text message is received at the distribution center, we will immediately take that product out of our central store, load it into a box, and then that box gets placed into one of our Zips, which is one of these autonomous aircraft.
Once loaded, the drone is catapulted into the air on a launcher. Using military-grade GPS, the drones navigate to the healthcare centers that Zipline serves and drop their package from the air on a paper parachute before returning to the distribution centers.
We're actually using an active recovery system that takes inspiration from an aircraft carrier. We're actually tracking the plane with about centimeter level accuracy, and we can pluck the plane out of the air and then basically swing it down so that our flight operators can immediately grab it, load a new package, and launch it again.
Zipline will start making deliveries in the US this year as part of an FAA pilot program. The company says that it has already partnered with a number of healthcare systems, states, cities, and research institutions in the US.
Learning from Rwanda's example, the US is now moving really quickly to show how this kind of technology can save lives and be commercialized here in this country. And what's exciting is that Zipline's second-generation aircraft and second-generation distribution center are coming online in the next month, and they're going to make it possible for us to go from serving a small country like Rwanda at limited scale to a much larger country like the US at a scale of hundreds of millions of people.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Thank you so much, Godfrey, HBX, as well as Mitsing. And I also want to thank the entrepreneurs and the incubatees for this opportunity for me to come through and speak to you guys about the fourth industrial revolution. And Andrew, I'm going to ask you to be my driver this afternoon once again. I think I enjoy being your passenger.
Happy to do that.
Yes, if you can kindly drive the slides for me. So today we are unpacking the fourth industrial revolution. I think everywhere we go, you hear 4IR, fourth industrial revolution, and really it becomes an enigma and something that is so far out there, sort of unreachable for a lot of people. The reason why I showed the video this afternoon is that we all can have a picture and a glimpse of what the future looks like. The future is actually now. And I think it is incumbent upon each and every one of us to get ourselves aligned with technological developments so that we are able to acquire the relevant skills as well as explore different things that are out there so that we grow ourselves in the fourth industrial revolution and the technology. So Andrew, I'm just going to ask you to have you've got the slide up?
Yep.
Yes, please.
Sorry, I had them up. Sorry, I wasn't sharing it. I was sharing the previous one. My apologies, people. Right, let's come back there. There we go. I think this will work better. There we go.
Okay, let's go on the first slides. The first slide.
There you go.
Okay. Today my topic is unpacking full IR and the critical skills for the future. This is very important because, as I said, that the future is now. You need the skills now so that you're able to grow and develop yourself, to plug into what's happening around us. The reason I showed the video before is that we need to be aware of the technologies that are out there. I mean, we as South Africa are so advanced, but look at a country like Ghana. They superseded us in actually implementing this. And if we look around us, there are so many problems that we can solve with technology. So let's journey through the industrial revolutions and see how did we get here. So we've heard about the fourth industrial revolution, but let's go through a bit of history for a little while to say, how did we get here? What is the fourth industrial revolution? And what does it really mean? So throughout history in the 1800s, we first had the first industrial revolution, and that was based on the introduction of mechanics. So when you think about the French Revolution in the late 1700s, this is where things started to happen. And you realize that there was industrialization, machineries, and people were looking at, for example, steam power, and that was the first industrial revolution. The second industrial revolution happened in the latter parts of the 1800s. So from about 1700, the latter part, 1800s to the early 1900s, that's when you had what we call the Industrial Revolution. And this was based on mass production. For example, the manufacturing of candles and lanterns, and all the car industries were starting to develop. I mean, if you look at Ford Motors and all of that. So that's when it all happened. And then we had the third industrial revolution, the third wave, that sort of introduced automation somewhat. For example, the car factories of VW, Mercedes-Benz, etc. And that's when it happened, the factories that we have where you have mass production. But if you look into history, you realize that Africa did not have so much of a role to play. Obviously, when you look at the 1800s, we didn't have much development on the continent. And then you move along onto the second industrial revolution, we did not have a lot of development in terms of industry and technology. But now it's 2020, we are wham bam in the middle of the fourth industrial revolution. This creates a huge opportunity for us as a continent. That's why I showed you the video with the Zipline delivering medication in Ghana. And you realize that we have the solution. If we leverage of technology that is around us, we can literally leap forward towards the fourth industrial revolution, have solutions that we need, and we can develop them leveraging of the current technology that we have. And they say in the middle of a revolution, stay woke. Don't sleep during a revolution. And that's what I'm just trying to say to all of us, to say, while a revolution is happening, don't be left behind. Do not apply archaic methods in a future that we are living in today. Apply methods that will help you advance and help you propel. So we're going to now look at the skills that are required for the fourth industrial revolution, and to say, what is it? So we are going to unpack it so that it is relevant and so that it's also applicable. So there are top 10 technologies to look into for 2020, things that you can look into, study, and apply. Because when we say fourth industrial revolution, it becomes very elusive and very out there and something seeming unreachable. But when we break it down to the technologies that are available, then you can align yourself and your business to say, okay, fine. When they say fourth industrial revolution, for example, and then the first one I'm going to talk about is AI. AI is artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence speaks about machine language that sort of applies human thinking. So I will explain it better. I'm going to go deeper into it in the next slides. So, and then the other one is 5G. I think you've heard when the COVID breakout, it was like this 5G, there's conspiracy theories, but it is a reality that we need connectivity. For example, right now, I'm sitting where I'm sitting and you are wherever you are in the world, and we are connected. And this is the power of technology. So you look at the device, then you look at the connectivity, and then you look at the application. So all three things intertwined at the same time are operating to enable this particular webinar. And it is all enabled and empowered by technology. So again, you need the networks. And then you need IoT, then there's IoT. IoT speaks about the Internet of Things. Internet of Things is the connectivity of people and devices. I don't know if you have seen lately, you've got those smart fridges whereby they can detect if, for example, the fridge is you're running out of milk, and then it notifies you. And then if you are connected, then you can, for example, place your order at Pick n Pay or Woolies, and then they can deliver it to your home. And those are the things that are already here, but we just need to dig deeper and see how we can practically apply them. And then you got automation. Automation speaks about, as it's blatant in its definition, to say it's about a seamlessness between process, people, and technology. So for example, right now, if I would have needed to purchase something online, I would place an order online, but their warehouse back-end system can have systems to allow me that I even get a delivery, and everything is automated without human touch. You know, I will go deeper again to say, where does the human interaction come in? And then we've got things, for example, like a blockchain, where it's primarily in the finance sector, you know, blockchain technology that is coming up. Then you've got facial recognition. I'm sure, you know, it's like we're living in a sci-fi movie, but these things are real. These things are needing to be applied and engaged by us. So for example, if you walk into a building, they can do a facial recognition and then take your features and then store that information, and then it can help identify you. So whether you walk through an airport, then they can identify you and say, okay, we identify these particular features, and then they take the valuables, and then they can identify you from anywhere. And then we have what we call XR, which is augmented reality. So, I mean, in my days when I started in IT, all of this seemed like something far-fetched. It didn't seem like something that can be applicable and adaptable now. But then these are all technologies that we have to our disposal, but we just need to tap into them to say, okay, when they say artificial intelligence, what do they mean? When they say augmented reality, when they say, for example, Internet of Things, how do I take all of this and make it practical in my life, you know, or in my business? And then you realize things like things whereby when you make an application, for when you look at different technologies that you can apply. And those are the top 10 critical skills to learn and to apply in 2020. So let me dig deeper into what is artificial intelligence. Oh, okay. I will start, for example, with drones. Drone technology is growing tremendously in South Africa. And then you'll realize that you can use it in different industries. You can use it in agriculture. For example, you can take your drone to check with regard to your crops in your field and on your farm. Then you can use it in the health sector. This is the video I just showed you, whereby they use it for the delivery of medicines. Then you can use it in mining. You can use it, for example, the likes of PRASA and ESCOM can apply drone technology. You know, we've had so much cable theft, as well as people damaging the railroad. We can use drone technology to hover above the hotspot areas and detect where the hotspot areas are. And so we don't just necessarily use drones. I know when you go to a wedding or an event, then you will see that there's a drone, and we just use the drone to take the picture, and it has an aerial view of the venue and the wedding. But there is other uses of drones that we can tap into, and it is also a growing industry in our country that which we can tap into and leverage and utilize the technology. And as I said, it looks like we are living in a sci-fi movie, but in truth be told, all these things are real, all these things are happening and are here now. Then we can look, thank you so much, Andrew. The next slide. Then we look at artificial intelligence, which is an area that focuses on intelligent machines. You know, they, for example, detect speech, assist in problem solving, and these are the things. So, for example, if we picture this, if somebody had to go to Home Affairs and they are deaf, they would need to explain to the Home Affairs official that, look, I'm here, I'm deaf, I'm here to apply for an ID. But if we had artificial intelligence technology implemented, a deaf person could, for example, do sign language, and then a machine would be able to read it, and then they will be able to translate that to a Home Affairs official to say, actually, this person is coming, they are deaf, they are not able to speak to you, but this is what they're saying, they're here to apply for an ID. I mean, there's so many things that we can look into technology that can assist the way we deliver services, as well as enhance our way of living. So, as I said, the technology is here, the technology is in place. We just need to tap into it and use it. Next slide, please, Andrew. Yeah. So, practical application with regard to this whole enigma called the 4IR. It's important, as my previous slide indicated, critical skills to acquire in 2020. You know, when I started in the IT sector, it was 1999. I know some of you were not even born, but I mean, that's when I started. And when I started, it was like we were using old programming language. It was called COBOL, you know, and then we had C and C++ and SQL. And really that was our pride. You know, we used Delphi, and you know, Java was just coming on, and the internet website were being developed, HTML. I mean, I know I'm speaking jargon, but when we started, that was the it thing. But right now, the skills that I acquired almost years ago are not relevant today. And it's very important that one acquires the necessary skills and training so that you may remain relevant. For example, myself, I'm looking into upskilling myself with regards to cloud and automation to make sure I remain relevant for the day, as well as learning some parts of artificial intelligence. Yes, I might have acquired some knowledge and skill, but technology evolves. Technology continues to change on a day-to-day basis. And it's very important that we upskill ourselves and get the right skills so that we are able to be relevant for the day. And now, again, I'm speaking to entrepreneurs. If I speak robotics, artificial intelligence, somebody might think, I cannot do that in my business. Hello, I'm in the rural areas, but you actually can. There's so much that we can leverage of technology today. So for example, if you are starting up and you're gonna have a car wash in your neighborhood, the normal thing that people do, they just put out buckets, and then you see a gazebo or a carport, then you know, okay, this person has started a car wash. But how about this owner of a car wash starts an online campaign on Instagram, you know, whereby somebody can see them and then somebody can send them a message via WhatsApp. I mean, this is us utilizing technology to say my car will be coming in at 2 o'clock. I need to be out at 1 o'clock. And then, you know, if the person doesn't have digital presence, for example, a website or somewhere where they can be found, then they cannot get clients that they do not know, because a lot of small businesses are depending on word of mouth as well as foot traffic. And those are the things that we need to break down, those barriers, to say, make sure that you have an element of technology in your business, whether you are baking cakes in your community, whether you are a car wash, whether you are providing bookkeeping services, whether you're an accountant, whether you're an engineer. Ensure that there's an element of technology in your business. And also, what is important is monitor the trends, you know what requirements are there. So as I mentioned earlier, to say, for example, somebody can have, let's say, a website that has a chat bot, you know, to say, I need your cakes, how much are they? I don't need to always phone you to say, I need your cakes, how much are they? If I can engage with your website and your website has, for example, a WhatsApp chatbot, I can be able to say, okay, I know that if I communicate with you and say, okay, I need cakes, I need them delivered, how can I get them? And a pertinent example that I like to use is when somebody, for example, a friend of yours or somebody has a funeral way in the Eastern Cape. And during this COVID, you cannot go physically to go comfort them. But you know it's in our culture to bring something. So I'm thinking, I need to give my friend a bucket of cakes. If I'm sitting in Joburg and I do not know your community, right now I can't place an order for the bucket of cakes to go to your house. But think about a small business in a small village. And they say, you know what, I'm going to have an online presence. I'm going to register on pertinent platforms where people can find me. I'm going to have a website so that people can know that where I am the seller of cakes. Now I can go to the internet, Facebook, Instagram, or anywhere and say, okay, fine, cakes, let's say Kofimvaba, right? And then if I do that, I'll be able to locate the person, place the order, and then they deliver it. You see, that's a small business involving and engaging technology in their day-to-day. And those are the things we need to continually look out for, to say, for example, if I sell, let's say, even during the lockdown, catering services, I can then make custom-made meals and deliver to my clients. But the thing is, it's only limited to the number of clients that know you by word of mouth. So if you have something online that people can interact with, then to place orders so that by the time people come back from work, they can just pick up or you deliver. You see, that's another thing, having an technology enabling your business. So what is key is that each and every small business must make sure that all this jargon that we speak, when we say fourth industrial revolution, when we say artificial intelligence, when we speak about Internet of Things, break it down for yourself to say, where I am, how can I solve the problems of where I'm at, and how can I grow my business utilizing technology, implementing it in my business, small as it is, because don't underestimate the power of a cell phone and data, as well as apps, you know, for apps such as Facebook, apps such as Twitter, Instagram. That is enabling, using technology to propel you forward. So it shouldn't sound like it's something that requires, for example, a PhD in analytics. No, you can look at what you have at your disposal. And then in the event, for example, your business grows, then you can look at other systems that you can implement so that your systems are efficient and that you're able to service your community as well as grow your business utilizing technology. Next slide, please, Andrew. Yeah. And so here are some resources I would really encourage you to look into. Number one is Kasi Labs. Kasi Labs, they provide drone pilot training. So as I said, you need to know the skills that are required right now so that you are able to become relevant, so that you do not become left behind. and because the thing about it, as I was speaking about robotics, etc., there's certain technologies that are going to enhance the way we work. They're going to enhance the way we do business, and you need to be plugged in terms of how things are done. So for example, if you are a debonair's delivery man at the moment, I'm just making an example, and there comes a time when drones happen. The drone pilot will be having the job and the delivery man might not. So understand where the trends are going so that you get yourself equipped, as I enlisted and make an example with drone technology. And then IBM has got what they call IBM Digital Nation Africa, IBM DNA. IBM offers free training courses to people on the African continent, young people in particular, to say you can get yourself skilled and trained for free online. You can get the skills of artificial intelligence. You can get the skills that you require for any skill, really, so that you become competent and relevant for the future that is actually now. So if you need to be trained, all you need is, as I said, a cell phone, a laptop, and data. That is a powerful tool to have so that you can have access to so many things that will enable you to grow, to get the right skills and see how you can apply. And the good things with IBM DNA is that once you register, you get what they call badges. And badges are, for example, a very credible certificate. So if you get an IBM badge, for example, in cybersecurity, in artificial intelligence, in data analytics, if you're not starting a business, you can be able to even look for a job with the certification you will acquire on the platform. So get yourself the resources and the skills that help you grow. Then lastly, I speak about BizTap Online. BizTap Online is a new tool that was launched on the 1st of September. It is a tool for small businesses to establish a digital presence. What we mean by that is that you can register your business and then list your business. And if somebody is looking, as I made earlier the example, if somebody is looking for cakes or a car wash or an accountant, an engineer, an architect, then they will find you on that platform. And it's very key because if you don't have a website, it's not a problem. Then you can have this to be part of your digital presence so that you can't depend on the foot traffic or the passers-by to speak on your behalf or word of mouth. So these are the resources and the tools. And I really do hope that with regard to going through the enigma that has been the fourth industrial revolution, that we are able to pick out to say, you know what, when they say artificial intelligence, when they speak about the different technologies that are out there, which one can I take and apply in my business? Which one can I take and apply in my life so that I can, one, enhance the quality of my life as well as enhance the operations of my business. And I think I've come to the end of the presentation this afternoon.